Witcher fanfiction, short story, Not What He Expected. Written by Irene Marras. Not what he expected. Avallac'h did not believe in the predictions. He had read them, waded through the old manuscripts, analyzed the verses that many had considered myths. He had searched for the truth behind the words, and had found nothing. When the first hints of Gilvaughn's heir had emerged, he had treated them with the same skepticism. Old fairy tales and interpretations meant to appeal to those who wanted to believe that the glories of the past could yet return. But then he had found evidence. And now he stood here, high on a rock, shrouded in mist, his eyes fixed on the camp below. He had spent months tracking down an heir whose story was buried in time. He had expected to find something else, someone else. Perhaps an old elf who had grown up with his heritage and learned to control it. Perhaps a man descended from a noble family, with ancient power running through his blood. But not this. Not a woman who moved like a soldier, but whose eyes told of something else. He wasn't sure what he'd expected to find, but this was something he hadn't imagined. The camp below was full of movement. The Scoia'tael soldiers were huddled around their fires, cleaning their weapons, dressing their wounds. Some half laughed, but there was still the weariness of war in their eyes. And then he saw her. A woman. Her cloak was stained, but it didn't have the blood stains of their foes. Her hands were bloody, but not from killing. She leaned over the wounded soldier, placed her fingers over the wound in his chest and whispered something Avallac'h couldn't hear. But he felt it. The old magic awoke. Not glorious, not powerful, but like a flicker, like an echo of what had once been part of this world, but was now rare. Avallac'h watched as the blood obeyed the woman. How the soldier's wound began to close, not with traditional healing magic, but with something else. Something that came from deeper. It wasn't chaos magic. It was something else. This was her. Not from a noble lineage. Not a trained wizard or an elven warrior. Not someone who had lived her whole life knowing what flowed inside her. She didn't even know what she was. Avallac'h slowly took a deep breath and took a step back, blending back into the mist. This was only the beginning.